lifeline coach, lifeline champion, definitely blogger, YouTuber, and lifeline supporter, and definitely your well wisher. I'm here once again to spread the love of message, to spread the love of wisdom, and definitely to spread the love of intellectuality. I am already here on the show, the Pavi show, right? So I want to welcome you all guys over and from the entire universe, right? So without any further ado, today I have chosen the topic Gary, okay? Most of you have been, spending your time, especially investing your time in this show, the Pavi show. And I also want you people to be motivated and to be inspired by the session that I am taking right from Nepal. So whether you people represent yourself from Nepal, whether you represent uh, yourself from Japan, Australia, America, Canada, and any part of the world, then definitely, my friends, you are with the right person in the right place and with the right timing, right? So, without any sort of, time consuming, I am here to read it loud about Oli Gary because it is my personal passion, it's my personal desire, and also it's my personal, responsibility to make you all people beautiful people aware you about the terms and the words that are very much closely related with the politics as well. So my beautiful people, if you consider this program very much intellectual, very much nice, very much, genuine, then definitely, my friends, you are welcome heartily from my side. Okay, so I am going to read the information that is from Wikipedia. That means the source that I am taking here is from Wikipedia. Okay, and all in all, most of you have also the idea, you might have idea regarding this word that I have mentioned right now, oligarchy. Okay, oligarchy, rule by few, from few and to rule command, is a conceptual form of power structure in which power rests with a small number of people. These people may or may not be distinguished by one or several characteristics such as nobility, fame, wealth, education, or corporate, religious, political, or military control. Throughout history, power structures considered to be oligarchies have often been viewed as coercive, relying on public obedience or operation to exist. Aristotle pioneered the use of term as meaning ruled by the rich, constructing contrasting it with aristocracy, arguing that oligarchy was the perverted form of aristocracy. Minority rule. The exclusive consolidation of power by dominant religious or ethnic minority has also been described as a form of oligarchy. Examples of this system include South Africa under apartheid, Liberia under Americo Liberian, and Sultanate of Zanzibar and Rhodesia, where the installation of oligarchic rule by the descendants of foreign settlers was primarily regarded as a legacy of various forms of colonialism. In the early 20th century, Robert Michaels articulated the Aristotelian and Rooseveltian theory that democracies, like all large organizations, tend to turn into oligarchy. In his Iron Law of Oligarchy, he suggests that the necessary division of labor in large organizations lead to the establishment of ruling class mostly concerned with protecting their own power. Putative oligarchies of business group might be defined as an oligarchy if it satisfies all the following conditions. Number one, owners are the largest private owners in the country. Number two, it possesses sufficient political power to promote its one interest. Number three, owners control multiple businesses which intensively coordinate their activities. Intellectual oligarchies. George Bernard Shaw defined in his play Major Barbara, premiered in 1905 and first published in 1907, a new type of oligarchy, namely the intellectual oligarchy that acts against the interest of the common people. I now want to give the common man weapons against the intellectual man. I love common people. I want to arm them against the lawyer, the doctor, the priest, the literary man, the professor, the artist, and the politician who wants in authority is the most dangerous, disastrous, and tyrannical of all the fools, rascals, and impostors. I want a democratic power strong enough to force the intellectual oligarchy to use its genius for the general good or else perish. Cases perceived as oligarchies. Jeffrey A. Winters and Benjamin Frist Pace have described Colombia, Indonesia, Russia, Singapore, Canada, and the United States as oligarchies. The Philippines, during the presidency of the Ferdinand Marcos from 1965 to 1986, several monopolies arose in the Philippines, particularly centered around the family and close associates of the president. This period, as well as subsequent decades, have led some analysts to describe the country as an oligarchy. President Rodrigo Duterte, who was elected in 2016, spoke of dismantling oligarchy during his presidency. Nonetheless, corporate oligarchy remained throughout his presidency, and his tirades against oligarchy proved to be selective. Although Duterte vented her rhetoric against prominent tycoons such as Ayala's and many Pangilinan corporate oligarchs who were friends and allies of Duterte, such as Dennis Yu Choman and CEO of Udena Corporation, benefited under the Duterte presidency. Russian Federation, since the collapse of the Soviet Union and the privatization of the economy in December 1991, privately owned Russia-based multinational corporations, including producers of petroleum, natural gas, and metal, have, in the view of many analysts, led to the rise of Russian oligarchy. Most of these are directly connected to the highest ranking of government officials, that is president. Okay, these are the information that is given on the site Wikipedia. And okay, what is what is, who says oligarchy? Okay, The more liberal and democratic modern era allowed the formation of the organizations with innovative and revolutionary goals, but as such organizations become more complex, they become less and less democratic and revolutionary. Formulated the iron law of oligarchy, who says organization says oligarchy. Okay, another site that I am extracting right now is from Merriam-Webster. HTTPS colon slash www.merriam slash webster.co. Okay, from this site I'm going to read it loud what this site has to say about oligarchy, actually the meaning of oligarchy. Okay, oligarchy, synonyms of oligarchy: government by the few. The corporation is ruled by oligarchy, a government in which a small group exercises control, especially for corrupt and selfish purpose. Also, a group exercising such control in organization under oligarchic control. Did you know oligarchy is one of the numerous English words for a type of rule or government? Some of these words, such as plutocracy, have an exceedingly similar meaning. Both may be used to refer to rule by an economic elite, but oligarchy often has the additional connotation of corruption. Besides these two, we have a meritocracy, or system in which the talented are chosen and moved ahead on the basis of their achievement. Monarchy, a form of government in which country is ruled by a king or queen. Holocracy, government by the mob, and gerontocracy, ruled by elders, among many others. Even choices that seem obvious, like the optimism of utopia, falling prey to an oligarchy fronted by an egomaniacal orange, fall to materialize into anything briefly well fruitful. The rise of prominence over the old oligarchy mirrors Modi's one as a son of a tea seller, in contrast to his chief political opponent Rahul Gandhi, no relation to the Mahatma, who is the son, grandson, and great grandson of Indian prime ministers. To say that Russia is an imperialistic neo satirist oligarchy with Putin as an absolute aristocrat at the top is not obviously to say that the United States is a perfect society with the flawless institutions. Okay, these are some of the examples, some of the anecdotes that I am taking so far. Actually, I am frequently following the habit of this reading session, so you beautiful people will definitely gonna be inspired and definitely gonna be motivated to read more about what actually the political terms that are very difficult sometimes, because political words are they are the technical words, and to understand that very technical words we need to be so much used to with that word, and we need to use that word frequently, and then only we can solve their complications. Okay, otherwise I think that once you read the difficult words, that difficult words will gonna easily be forgotten, right? So beautiful people, I am always frequently come to the live streaming, and I give the pathway to handle the readings, to handle the articles, and to handle the difficult research papers in your reading session, in your while reading by yourself. Okay, once again, Scholarly articles from research on oligarchy. Okay, right now I'm plunging into the other topic that is, the given by very scholar people over here. Okay, scholars. This is the information that I am giving right now is given by the scholar people. That is Google Scholar. Throughout history, power structures considered to be oligarchies have often been viewed as coercive, relying on public evidence or opposition to exist. Aristotle pioneered the use of term as meaning ruled by the rich. Okay, this one. And okay, what that Britannica has to say. Definition and facts. Oligarchy, government written and fact checked by the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica, last updated July 27, 2024, article history. Oligarchy, government by few, especially despotic power exercised by small and privileged group for corrupt or selfish purposes. Oligarchies in which members of the ruling group are wealthy or exercise their power through their wealth are known as plutocracies. Aristotle used the term oligarchia to designate the rule of the few when it was exercised not by the best but by bad person unjustly. In this sense, oligarchy is the best form of aristocracy, which denotes government by the few in which power is vested in the best individuals. Most classic oligarchies have resulted when governing elites were recruited exclusively from a ruling caste or hereditary social grouping that is set apart from the rest of the society by religion, kinship, economic status, prestige, or even language. Such elites tend to exercise power in the interest of their one class. It is a recurrent idea that all forms of government are in the final analysis reducible to the rule of a few oligarchs will secure effective control whether the formal authority is vested in the people, a monarch, the proletariat, or a dictator. Thus, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels insisted that throughout the history of the capitalism, the key capitalists had control. The government they coined the dictum: the state is the executive committee of the exploding class. The Italian political scientist Giordano Mosca likewise insisted that a ruling class always constituted the effective oligarchic control. Will Vedro Petrio elaborated the idea in his doctrine of the elite, the modern tendency to analyze social patterns in terms of an elite through greatly reinforced by Pareto theory goes further back than Marx and Engels, who employed elite to describe the class conscious communist. Thank you, ma'am. चुप गरौँ न यतापट्टि हजुर उतापट्टि उतापट्टि नाकमा ल this is my medicine that my mamu oh and I'm so much blessed. I have my greatest support from my daddy mamu. So yeah, it's 6 o'clock already, and I'm reading the topic Oli Gary. to describe the class conscious communist, the leading group within the proletariat. One of the most famous modern uses of the term oligarchy occurs in Iron Law of Oligarchy. Iron Law of Oligarchy, a concept devised by the German socialist Robert Michels to refer to the illicitly inevitable tendency of political parties and trade unions to become bureaucratized and centralized and conservative. His reasoning was that no matter how egalitarian or even radical the original ideology and goals of a party or union may be, there must emerge a limited group of leaders at the center who can direct power efficiently, get things done through an administrative staff, and evolve some kind of rigorous order and ideology to ensure the survival of the organization when faced by the internal division and external opposition. Subsequent writers of the various persuasion have attempted either to expand on Michael's thesis, extending it to legislatures, religious orders, and other organizations, or to restrict or criticize the thesis, charging that the iron law of oligarchy is not universal and that some unions and parties do maintain a viable system of democratic expression and governance. Political science and sociology have differentiated more carefully between various types of control and power. The term of power held by a party, both in a democracy, while overwhelmingly in relation to any single member of the party, is very different from that wielded by the boss of the single party in totalitarian or authoritarian system. Likewise, the controlling group within an organization does not occupy the same position on the democratic conditions, which allows for effective challenges to the group by outsider at regular intervals as it does under an authoritarian plan. If effective control changes hands as rapidly as it does in a city of the United States or British trade union, it is doubtful that those exercising it should be spoken of as a clash or in a light. The expression, a few, it too abstract to convey much information. Okay, right now I must end up the program, this reading session. As much as I'm concerned, I'm always very much dedicated and very much, passionate about reading such a beautiful books, beautiful research by the very veteran and scholarly people over here. So the sites that I am using right now is very much genuine, and I'm also quoting, mentioning the sites because I want to save myself from plagiarism. Okay, thank you so much. Stay always blessed and love you all.